This video is really hard to watch.
It's an appalling video.
The woman sitting in front of me is the aunt of the boy you see here in the pink shirt, a 13-year-old Corsicana student being beaten by a 16-year-old high schooler. An attack captured on video that's troubling both parents and the district.
It's sad, and there's no need for it.
It all happened on October 4th. The district says the 13-year-old was on his bus route when the high schooler jumped on to confront him. An unfamiliar face the driver should have noticed. This aunt says.
He's older, he's bigger, he wasn't even supposed to be on the ISD transportation bus, period.
The kid takes a lot of punches, fights back, but then this bully takes a cheap shot. Now you're probably wondering, why did this happen?
My nephew spoke to his girlfriend. That's basically it.
And he took issue with it?
Yes.
The district says the high schooler was charged with assault the next day, but after a concussion, bruising, and a hematoma, this aunt has a question for Corsicana ISD.
What policies are in place by Corsicana ISD to prevent this in the future?
Tonight, we got one answer. The district told WFAA it's rolling out a new identification system for bus riders. Students will scan a barcode before getting on their bus, a way for the driver to confirm if they're where they're supposed to be. But the family of this young man,
And at this point, we're debating whether to move out of the district for his protection.
may not be around to see that.
You're riding a school bus, you're supposed to be safe.
In Corsicana, I'm Matt Howerton.
What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self-Defense, and I want to talk about what happened a couple of weeks ago in Corsicana. This is right up the street from me, probably about 30 minutes away, and it's a bus incident that you just saw on the video where a 16-year-old boy attacks a 13-year-old boy. I have a bunch of issues, just like I'm pretty sure a lot of parents and kids, for that matter, have issues with it. For one, the boy was entirely too old to be fighting or picking on a 13-year-old boy. There's a huge physical difference between a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old. Another issue that I had is, how did he even get on the bus? Like, they're talking about, oh, we're going to get scanners and this and that, but I feel like the boys just forced their way on the bus. So no matter what actions they take, that situation can happen again. Also, where was the bus driver? I don't know if the bus driver was an elderly person, if it was like a real small person, but I didn't hear anybody in the background yelling for him to stop or, taking any kind of action. So I'm not really sure what happened there. And my final issue, this is a reoccurring issue, is why is this being recorded? Why isn't anyone grouping up and ganging up and trying to stop the fight? Now, these are 11, 12, and 13-year-old kids on this bus. And so it's mentally, they're a lot different. And so, I can get that. But that happens too often, more often than not, where people just kind of watch the fight play out no matter what, no matter how brutal it is. We also have a history. We have a habit of whenever there's a fight or a situation, everybody will group around and they tend to watch the fight. I mean, if you go back, that picture was taken 50 years ago. You go back 100 years. You can go back even thousands of years where fighting was the only entertainment. So it's natural for when a fight happens, everybody groups up and they want to watch to see how it plays out. But if you do that, then somebody can really get hurt. In fact, somebody can die. Here's a picture of Diego. A few months ago, he was in a fight, or, the kids got a cheap shot on it. It wasn't really a fight. They hit him in the head. He hit his head on the concrete. A week or two later, he ends up dying. And so there's huge consequences where you have to stop this stuff and nip this in the bud. The 13-year-old kid from Corsicana ended up having bruising, a concussion. He also had a hematoma on the side of his head, like just crazy swelling on the side of his head. And Corsicana ISD did release a statement to say they were taking measures where you would have to have some type of scanner. And I think that would help a little bit. It might be more of a hassle because you know how kids are. They're going to forget their cards, their scanners and everything. And so that's going to be more of a hassle. If a kid wants to force his way and fight and get on the bus, he can get on the bus whether you have a scanner or not. And so I appreciate those actions, but to stop things like this, it goes beyond technology. We got to come together. We have to come together and just refuse for it to happen. That's all I got today, folks. AJ Tucker, Self-Defense. I'm out.